Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Lone Wolf after so many months. And with me is Karzie. I managed to get him back in to finish this book.
Hello. Yes, I'm eager to finish. We've been staring at Death Knights for a long time now.
Yeah, we've left it a long while. We both have IRL stuff to deal with, but we're gonna persevere and get this done. So
we're resilient.
So if we don't remember some plot points, I think you'll forgive us. But yeah, we get the gist of what our mission is. We're gonna go kill Darklord Kraagenskul, and we're journeying across the Badlands. We're going into enemy territory because we're at war, and we're gonna try to turn the tide of it, and all that stuff.
And we can't use our super sword until we get there, because they'll find out beforehand.
Yes, the summer
this
sword
is
is
a
off
surprise attack.
Indeed it is. Okay, so last time we ran into one of the Death Knights, or a squad of Death Knights, and the sergeant is now demanding something from us. So we have the choice of using Psi Surge or Invisibility. So, what do you think, Karzie? Well, I give my 2 cents.
Well, I don't know, like, what Psi Surge entails. Does that mean we're just gonna, like, Jedi Force blow them back, or are we just going to be like, I wonder what the Psi Surge one entails.
Well, it's telling us about the rank as well. So there's depending on the different ranks we have, we get different abilities to go with it. So normally it would just be a blast of psychic energy, but when you have the upgraded versions, you get extra things to go. Figure out what those are. Right, it's not good. Oh, wait. Prince of Paladins using the skill in combat, we can confuse an enemy by planting seeds of doubt in its mind. So, we could, it's like a Jedi mind trick, basically, in this situation.
Do we want a Jedi mind trick? Because that sounds pretty cool. Just roll up to this place, elite Death Knights, just be like, these are not the droids you're looking for. Just walk by.
Pretty much how it would be.
That sounds cool to me.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work, we could probably just kill them.
Fantastic.
So 17 it is.
Alright, I'll start reading.
Okay.
When you fail to answer, the burly sergeant strides forward and repeats his command impatiently. You meet his cold stare and project a surge of psychic energy directly into his brain. He begins to shiver, his cruel eyes widening as your attack erodes his ability to concentrate. You will him to allow you to pass, and mechanically, he turns around to face his troops. Agna Tok, he says. Dog Lug Shad. As the armored soldiers stand aside, you ride quickly through the gate and along a shadowy street that leads down to the quay. At the end of the street is a sign that indicates the way to the 2 main areas of Helshezag, the Ironclad Harbour and the Supply Depot. If you wish to investigate the harbour, 295, and the Supply Depot is 328. Okay, so it was pretty much a Jedi mind trick. It was just a lot more forceful than how it looked in the films. Like, we didn't just do a hand wave. We actually forced our way into his head.
Cerebral assassin.
Yeah, more like Professor X than a Jedi mind trick. More invasive.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, so
we just got in there and took over. Yeah. I don't know. You choose this one.
I'm thinking the Supply Depot in this case because there might be supplies there for us to steal. I'm all about the loot.
Okay. Yeah, the loot has been good to us, hasn't it? Alright. You follow a cobblestone alleyway and soon arrive at a large square, flanked to the north, south, and west by warehouses, yet dominated by a smaller building on the east side. Its granite walls are festooned with black flags bearing the emblem of a silver ship and fiery sword. And atop its flat roof there sits a huge winged creature with its molted gray skin. An Imperial's land beast. You watch with grim fascination as the beast feeds from a pile of horse carcasses stacked beside its perch. Then a daring thought comes to mind. If you could reach the roof of the building and steal the Zlan beast, it would be possible to reach Anarok by air in a matter of hours rather than days. It would take by land or sea. After riding once around the building to assess its defenses, you leave your horse tethered to a rail near a side entrance and approach the only door that appears to be unguarded. It is locked, but the crude bolt that secures it proves no match for your basic Kai skills. Mind over matter. The bolt clicks back, the door swings open, and you enter the building unseen.
Nice. Beyond the door lies a corridor that leads to a narrow hall of stone. Its ceiling, flat and undomed, is supported by thick columns that march in rows down the sides of the walls. Between the columns are plain steel doors, the largest one guarded by Death Knights. From the safety of the shadows, you watch as this great door swings open and a man, swathed in a voluminous scarlet robe, emerges into the corridor. He speaks at length with the two guards, who depart in haste when he has finished, as if running an important errand. Beyond the door, you can see a flight of stairs ascending into darkness. The man in red watches the Death Knights leave, then turns and ascends the stairs hurriedly, leaving the great steel door ajar. Hoping that this staircase leads to the roof, you cross the corridor and follow the robed man, taking care not to be seen, as you stalk silently in his wake. Your Kai skills keep you hidden from view and enable you to gain entry to the chamber that occupies the entire top floor of this building. There, you take cover behind one of the many statues that encircle the floor and witness a scene that chills you to the core. Ooh.
Dun dun dun. Alright. On a throne of hewn granite? Ringed by 7 pillars of fire, sits a being whose form radiates pure evil. A loose gray robe shrouds his skeletal frame. It is drawn closely about his stringy throat that swells and shrinks repulsively as he sucks the sulphurous air. With a claw-like finger, he scrapes nervously at the blistered flesh that is stretched tightly across the swollen left side of his face. Attempting in vain to hook the head of a snake-like parasite that has burrowed into his jaw. Well then, his eyes, deep sunken and red-rimmed with unbearable pain of his affliction, burn with sick fascination as he leans impatiently to the pleas and excuses of being offered by two who stand before him, the man in red and one other, both humbly bowed. The luckless mortals plead their case, speaking in a Vasagonian tongue, a language that you mastered long ago. They speak of delays in the construction of a mighty battleship, of shortages of material, and of too little time in which to finish their work. Their words anger the seated one. He curses them, and the floor shudders beneath the weight of his unnatural voice. "You would dare defy me?" he roars. You would court the anger of Kraagenskul, Lord of Argazan? Fools! Know you this. If your work is not completed before the next moon, you shall wish yourselves a truly dead. Just wish yourselves truly dead. Okay. 1,000 years of agony shall be the reward of your failure. 1,000 years of undeath in the dungeons of Helshezag.
Alright, let's pause here to take a picture. Oh wow, that guy's face really is bloated. It's like a skeleton had like a inflatable stuck in its left side and just someone just kept pumping.
Yeah. I don't know. He's got a He-Man or Skeletor thing going on for me for some reason. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
I think it's the face.
He's got his teeth, that area.
Just.
He looks quite uncomfortable.
He does. That's the name. But Do the dead care about being comfortable?
I mean, they don't have skin, so they must be really uncomfortable.
Oh. You get all the parasites burrowing into your orifices and shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sounds uncomfortable. All right. Fired by his own rage, a corpse-like Darklord Kraagenskul rises from his throne and draws a sword that hangs sheathed at his side. The blade is unlike any that you have ever seen. It is wholly black, a black so dense that it appears entirely separate from the hilt, like a tear through which you glimpse the nightmare of the depths of space. He levels the sword at the cowering men to reinforce his threat, but the blade rebels. It twists in his hand and points accusingly at the place where you are hiding.
It's like he's pointing.
The Dark Lord narrows his feral eyes and a wave of psychic shock buffets your mind. If you possess the Mankai's discipline of sight screen, turn to page 21. If you do not possess the skill, well, whoops. Yep.
Lucky for us, sight screen is one of the early ones we got. So 21 it is. Desperately, you draw on your psychic defenses, erecting a shield to deflect the surge of mental energy that is coursing through your mind. Pick a number from the random number table. For every Magna Chi discipline you possess, including your initial 3 skills, add 1 to the number you've picked. Could be easy. Yeah, it didn't even need
Oh, well then.
We got 7 or more. Let's go to 152.
All right. The swiftness of your reactions and degree of psychic mastery you have attained save you from sustaining any injury to your central nervous system. Rapidly, the shock fades, leaving you alert and ready to face Darklord Kraagenskul.
Right, sounds like a mini boss battle or a boss battle. New music. The 2 Vasagonians unsheath their rapier-thin swords and advance towards you, secretly thankful that they are no longer the target of Kragenskul's wrath. The Dark Lord orders them to halt, and demands that you step within the circle of the fiery pillars and explain your intrusion. You sense that he has not detected your true identity, that his psychic skills are solely destructive, and that he is, for now, deceived by your Dracaran disguise. I have come from the victorious army of Darklord Zog, the conqueror of Cloasia, with vital information to impart, O mighty Lord of Darkness, you say slavishly. You speak partly in Vasagonian and partly in Giak to maintain your deception. There's a traitor in your court! He has tried to send word to the enemy, to warn them of what is being constructed in Helshezag. I know who he is, and I carry proof of his treachery. Speak, commands Kraagenskul. Speak, or die. I shall speak, O invincible Lord of Death and Decay, but I crave your confidence. Can we not speak alone? You cast an accusing glance at the 2 Vasagonians, and they return your look with fear and hatred blazing in their eyes. Leave us, snarls Kraagenskul, pointing to the stairs with his jet-black blade. But stray no further than the hall below, and do not disturb us until I call for you. Reluctantly, the Vasagonians leave, their heads bowed in reverence, but their eyes still fixed murderously on you.
Oh, they will not forget this. As you watch the Vasagonians leave, you edge nearer to Kraagenskul and prepare yourself to launch a surprise attack. Of course.
Yeah.
You will need all your speed and skill if you are to catch him off guard. From the bottom of the stairs, you hear the steel door click shut, and immediately you spin around to face your enemy. But he has a plan of his own, and it is he who catches you by surprise. A crackling arc of blue electrical fire surges from his hand and connects with your chest, shaking you like a helpless puppet on the tip of a fiery lance. Now tell me what you know, he growls as he increases the current. It is a torture that has been employed in countless times and has always elicited the truth from its human victims. Your skin tingles and the charge causes you to shiver, yet you feel no pain. Staring down, you see that the crackly bolt is being drawn to the golden amulet that hangs around your chest. Its magical properties are neutralizing the evil charge. Kraagenskul senses that something is wrong. He breaks off his attack, his bulbous eyes filled with fearful suspicion. He steps back and then utters a curse in dark tongue, which echoes like thunder around the walls. Black mist pours from his fingers, swirling into a cone that grows his bony palm. Shadow that grows in his bony palm. I can read. Shadow shapes writhe at the core and then gush towards you, engulfing you in a choking flood of the deadly crypt spawn. If you possess a summer sword and wish to use it, well, we can't really.
That's like.
But if you possess a Dagger of Vashna,
yes,
and wish to use it, yes, I think.
We got that so long ago as well. Been coming in close.
I know. It's like the sub special weapon. I like
exactly.
it.
Yeah. It's like exactly what you said. All right, so Dagger of Vashna it is. 171.
Yes.
The moment you draw the dagger from your belt, a blue flame courses the length of its twisted blade, and a squealing flood of crypt spawns soar upward towards the roof in order to avoid you. They and their creator, Darklord Kraagenskul, recognize the power you wield, and both are in awe and terror of it. Freed from the threat of this loathsome summonations, you now advance upon the Kraagenskul with the dagger before you. He screams in anger and lunges at your head, his sword ablaze with tongues of black fire. You catch the blow on the tip of the dagger, and both blades spark furiously as their terrible powers collide. Okay, when I clicked it, it got rid of it, so I have to click it again.
Oh.
It should be equipped. Yeah, it's on the equipped. It's not letting me fight.
Darklord Kraagenskul.
I want to use it. Yeah, let's unequip that. There we go. Okay, so apparently I can only have the Dagger of Vashna equipped because we had both equipped, the dagger and that other sword. Okay, so this supernatural being is immune to Mind Blast, but not Psy Surge. You may now add 7 points to your combat skill for the duration of the fight, owing to the power of the Dagger of Vashna when used against the Darklord of Helshezag. Exactly. So I think if we look at our combat skill. Okay. So apparently, according to this, we're gonna have 7 extra points to our combat skill. So I'm gonna trust that it's gonna add it when I click the fight button. But for now, we've only got 1 more combat skill, so we've got a slight advantage. So,
okay. All right, let's do it.
Getting all our bonuses. Come on. I saw the +7 in there.
Come on.
Yeah, we're definitely higher. 5, yes. This is a good ratio to have. And we got a 7, a decent number. No damage to us, 12 to him. It's good stuff.
Yes. Hurt the old skeleton.
He's not so good. We'll take a bit of damage from that. Got a good hit on him though. We're definitely going to kill him.
Beat up the feeble sorcerer.
Yeah, he's attacking us with his skulls, with his magic coming out of his hands. Well, actually, no, we're now fighting dagger versus sword. But yeah, versus his black sword, the one that pointed at us. Might be sentient. Whatever it is, I'm stealing it after it. Oh, yes, a 0. I think it's an insta-kill. It's not a kill, but it's enough to kill him. Yeah. Fantastic.
Nice.
In the combat. All yours.
Your killing blow draws a howl from Darklord Kraagenskul, so loud that it shakes the very foundations of the building. He falls, yet as he does so, his withered frame vanishes before your eyes, leaving only a tattered gray robe and a black sword to mark his passing. If you wish to keep Helshezag, the sword of Darklord Kraagenskul, mark it on your attribute chart as a special item. Fuck yes.
Oh, I've got to get rid of something. Alright, I'll take a look at the list.
Alright. All right. You wrap the sword in the remains of Darklord Gray's robe and carry it vertically, tied to your backpack. When used in combat, it will add 5 points to your combat skill and 7 points when used against the Darklord of Helshezag. However, prolonged use of this evil blade will weaken your endurance score. In the second and subsequent rounds of every combat in which you use the sword, you must reduce your endurance by 1 point. This reduction is permanent? All right, we might never use this fucking thing then.
You got 5 points to your combat skill, 7 points using Darklord. Okay, so we're gonna get a slight. I still want it though. I'm gonna put it in like a museum or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally put it in a museum. Definitely. Indiana Jones will be proud.
I'm just wondering like which item count towards the. There's some starred items and some that aren't. What about the crystal explosive? Wait,
Does that count towards?
Did we use that already? Oh, no.
Maybe we got. Did we get another one?
For now, it might be a key item that we still need to have.
Oh.
Damn it. Transfuser of Helshezag. So I feel like we already used it before, but. Oh,
I don't remember either.
You want this?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I think someone gave it to us and was like, hey, in case you need an explosive in your mission, here, take this. We could ditch the sword if you really want. I mean,
alright, I guess we can't. Yeah, we're never going to use it. Okay, fine.
Indiana Jones would be sad.
We need to, like, bury it somewhere. Come back for it later.
Alright. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. If you wish to bury the sword and come back for it later, just write it down on your action chart.
I feel like it'd be good to have a sword that can point at stuff. Be like, over there! There's someone hiding.
Yeah, it tells you things.
Yeah? I have a sword like that.
Who ate the last piece of cake? That one! Okay. Having recovered from your combat, you quickly leave the chamber by a stair that leads to the roof. There you discover a Zlanbeast, Kraagenkul's personal winged mount, perched on a raised log. Standing nearby is a Death Knight, armed with a spear, staring absent-mindedly over the parapet. At the harbor, lights below, the Zlanbeast sniffs the air and shuffles along its perch with a nervous, rolling gait. It senses that you are its natural enemy, and it is becoming agitated in your presence. You must act quickly with skill if you are to use this beast to escape from Helshezag. If you have a bow in which to use it. If you wish to approach a Death Knight and tell him that he was wanted in the barracks. If you wish to creep up on the warrior and launch a surprise attack.
I think it goes without saying what we're gonna do.
I guess let me guess, the bow.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, the bow it is.
Bow.
Let our aim be true.
The Death Knight, silhouetted by the glow of the harbor lights, presents you with an easy target. Silently, you draw an arrow to your lips and send it burrowing deep between the plates of black steel that protect his spine. He stiffens, then collapses in a heap by the parapet wall. A quick search of his body uncovers the following items: spear, axe, dagger, 60 kika, which is 6 gold crowns, which I'm obviously going to take, a bottle of wine, a patch of tobacco, a pipe, an iron key, and enough food for 1 meal. Now the iron key does look like something that I want to keep, so I'm going to drop a meal to grab the iron key.
Okay.
The pipe might look good with the tobacco at some point. Look both of them, smoke it. I think the other stuff we've got, the potions, maybe we can get rid of this meal. But if at some point Hunt Mastery doesn't work, then not having a meal would be bad.
Yeah,
although we do have
don't
a
get me
meal of
wrong.
a meal of Lawnwork would count as a meal at the time. So we could drop this meal actually and still have another meal, which would eat into some endurance points, but it's fine.
Do we want to take the pipe for the memes?
The memes? Want the pipe?
Do we? Is Lone Wolf a memer?
Could be. Okay, we'll drop the meal.
All
Take
right.
the pipe. I'm thinking the pouch of tobacco should go with it.
Yeah, but what else are we gonna drop? What do those spores do? Do we have to do anything for those?
So they're highly toxic and can kill in a matter of minutes if they're ingested or allowed to infect the bloodstream. It's a good poison to mix into someone's drink or food.
We're dealing with like undead things though, aren't we? They probably don't give a shit about poison.
I think we found it in this book though. It might come in.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, it'll eventually come up then. I have faith in that too.
All right.
Question is, what else do we get rid of?
Oh, actually, let me see if I can keep a dagger. Oh, okay, I can only keep 2. Fine. Because I remember we used a dagger before to break into a lock, but I can't do that now. But sword and a bow. I think we're happy with that. All right, let's move on.
All right. Turn to 257. The leathery land beast flaps its wings and shifts its weight uneasy from one clawed foot to another. Carefully, you approach this dangerous creature with your eyes fixed upon its saddle and your nerves on edge, fearing that at any moment it will slash you with its razor-hooked beak.
Okay.
So, what you do is you pick a number from the random number table. And see if you die to said bird. If you possess the Magnikai discipline skill of animal control and have reached the Kai rank of Archmaster, add 4 to this number.
I think we might have that skill. Wait, no, it was the one skill we never took.
Yeah.
The one that's holding us back from getting the light circle. Animal control. So we're gonna need luck on our side. And it is.
Hey, we got it.
12. The creature soon accepts that you are its new master and becomes totally obedient to your commands. It lowers its head and allows you to climb onto its back, where you settle into a comfortable saddle, high-backed and luxuriously padded. A tug on the gem-encrusted reins, and the land beast takes to the air, climbing with breathtaking speed into the night sky. High above the ironclad feet, you turn the beast towards the west and begin a journey that you will pray will end safely in Arnak. 36.
Majestic scene.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Icy winds tear at your mask and armor as you soar thousands of feet above the southern foothills of the Gordak mountain range. Were it not for the protection of your golden amulet, wow, that golden amulet's really coming in handy.
Yeah.
The bitter fury of these winds would have frozen you to death within an hour of leaving Argazad. Yet you feel nothing, save exhilaration and a nagging fear of what await you in Arnak. Dawn breaks during the second hour of your flight, and in its dull gray light, you glimpse the landscape as it speeds past below. To the south lies the Nagosgigza. Now Gizaga, a vast plain of ash and slime-filled rifts. To the north lie snow-capped peaks of the Gordanak Mountains. And ahead lies the unwelcoming vista, a desolation of stunted, poisonous vegetation and hilly crags. You are tired and hungry after your perilous ordeal in Argazad, and must now eat a meal or lose 3 endurance points.
Okay, so Hunt Mastery isn't working here because we're in a very
Just eat part of the bird.
So I'm thinking we gotta eat that meal of lone work. And it also gives us some 2 EP as well, so exactly what it's there for.
Yeah, it's a meal. It's the Hungry Man version of a meal.
But now we have normal meals. Gotta find another.
Hopefully we're not fighting someone that just makes us hungry.
Yeah. The day is but an hour old, when suddenly it begins to get darker. ceiling of black clouds spreads across the sky, fed by billowing plumes of noxious gases that pour from the cracks and craters of the southern wastes. Violent electrical storms rage in these plumes and thunderous rumbling, like the growling of an angry giant disturbed from sleep, echoes in the bowels of the lifeless earth. A redness in the clouds grows stronger as the Zalan beast flies westwards. It fills the horizon, setting your pulse racing as you sense that Nengud Kor Ades, the chasm of fire that surrounds Helgadad, is the source of the scarlet glow. You correct your course, steering the Zalan beast away to the north, and within minutes you catch your first glimpse of Arnak. It is a grim spectacle, a mass of huge steel buildings grouped haphazardly around the mouth of a frigid estuary, surrounded in turn by a defensive ring of spike-topped earthworks. Everything appears to be eaten by rust, aggravated by clouds of corrosive steam that arise from the rivulets of black water crisscrossing the ground. It strikes you as an uninhabitable place, yet its murky thoroughfares are teeming with thousands of grey-skinned creatures all pulling or pushing great iron carts filled with ore. As the Zalan beast speeds towards the city, you search for somewhere suitable to land. If you possess the magnified discipline of Hunt Mastery and have reached the Kai rank of Principalin or more, 127. If you don't possess the skill, well then, you gotta stop. So, Hunt Mastery it is.
Yay! We can hunt things, and that helps us by using your Kai skill. You magnify your vision, binocular vision. Okay, that's how it helps. And scan the buildings below. You see a maze of garbage-choked streets, rustling tenements, and squalid slave huts. All bear the effects of the corrosive atmosphere, except one building, which is situated near the center of the city. It is a tower, tall and unbent, its surface free from any sign of decay. Confident that you have found where the slave master resides, you bring the slan beast to the land nearby, A Giak, his mouth hanging open in awe of your arrival, stands guard at the tower entrance. As you approach, he bows and stands aside, allowing you to enter the gloomy ground floor. Turn to page 346.
So we basically rode in on the most badass creature from these lands. So we made quite an impression.
We rode in on an epic mount, you're right. And now we're gonna get the sweet, treatment, finally.
We're gonna get 5-star hotels and all that.
Oh, hell yes. Just steal all the food before we leave. Gotta drop,
Yeah, man, I'm gonna milk him for everything they got.
Steal all the towels.
Yeah, and the shampoo as well. If they got Not that I do that.
I don't know. Oh, of course not. What kind of debauchery do you speak of, sir?
I'm not the reason.
Of course, I never do.
I'm not the reason why they replaced bottles with the handheld things screwed to the wall, the dispensers.
Oh, totally, I think here they just give you little sample bottles instead. They just give you a smaller amount now.
Yeah, these are tiny. All right. Anyways,
they are.
A curved steel door slides shut, sealing the entrance and plunging the gloomy chamber into total darkness. Then, a narrow column of yellowy light pours onto your head, and a man's voice, loud and full of arrogance, shatters the silence. "What brings you here, Drakar?" he booms, filling the chamber with resounding echoes. He speaks a curious dialect of Giak that sounds vaguely familiar. It is a dialect common in Magador, a border territory now occupied by Darkland armies. "I seek the slave master," you answer. "I have come from Argazad to report that Summerland is burning." "That is welcome news indeed," comes the reply, in a tone far less severe. The steel door slides open, and your Giak escorts are dismissed. As it clangs shut behind them, the light grows brighter until you can see clearly the man to whom you've just spoken. 81.
Oh. Before you stands a magnificent warrior, Tall and broad-shouldered, clad in purple satin and shiny steel mail. He holds you with his jade green eyes and says, "I am the slave master. Remove your master and reveal your true self."
Right, let's take a quick look.
Your Kai's... Oh,
Right, before we move on.
go for it.
We're gonna get a good look at this dude.
This is one hairy dude.
He has got a beard and a half.
This is a pirate, like, dressed in, like, medieval warfare shit.
He's quite well equipped. He's got his sword at his side. Got a whip. Yeah, slave masters need that whip. And he's got a nice dagger.
Got that... Yeah.
So quite a nice
got little...
Love that. Take it off your corpse.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. We see the knots on the armor, so we can just untie it from his dead body easier.
Fantastic. He's making it easy for us.
Yeah.
And it's also got
if I were
earring.
to die, I want to be easy to be naked.
I wonder if that earring is made of anything precious. I'll take it and pay for my shipping and handling.
just take it. This is a magic ring, alright?
Alright.
Please just trust me. Alright. Your Kai senses tell you that he speaks the truth. He is a slave master of Arnak, and he has recognized the words that identify you as a fellow agent of the Elder Magi. But the many years he has spent as a servant of the Dark Lords have taught him to be wary of their subterfuge. And not until you remove your battle mask and he looks upon you unmistakably, summer-lending features, does he accept you as genuine. I can read, don't worry. Long have I waited for this moment, he says quietly. I know why you have come, and I will help you all if I can. But why? You reply in a suspicious of his true motives.
Why do you desire to betray your masters? Have they not given you the power you crave?
Aye, that they have, but at a grievous price. Since the war began, they have demanded the foundries and ore pits of Arnak produce ever-increasing stockpiles of black steel. The quotas are impossible, and I fear the day is close when I will be of no more use to them. Ultimately, the Dark Lords destroy everything over which they have control. Cities, land, races, even their own kind. The Elder Magi have promised me sanctuary in return for my ship, and help I shall, for my life is dependent on your success. He smiles, amused by the irony of his situation. Then he bids you to follow him to an adjoining chamber. Come, you must prepare for your journey to the Black City.
And
You gotta go to another city?
Yeah, and this is one of those guys that always backs the winner. Or like, he's playing both sides. Yeah. There's a place in hell especially for you. Alright.
What a scoundrel.
You follow the slave master into a chamber filled with marvelous treasures, furniture, and rich trappings, which seem anachronistic here in this foul city. He advises you to take off your Drakkar armor and wear instead a hooded robe woven from a strange silver-grey material. He comments favorably on the golden amulet you wear, assuring you that its protection will be essential for your survival in Helgedad. As you are about to don the robe, he insists that you wear your backpack underneath it. The creature who donated this garment, albeit reluctantly, was tall but possessed a severely crooked spine. In order to gain entry to Helgedad, you must pretend to be that creature. The pack will help to complete your disguise. You ask the identity of the creature. What has become of him? He was one of the Leginim, those who assist the Nadzinarim sorcerers with their black arts, replies the slave master. This particular Leginim came here to Arnak to fetch a quantity of special grade ore for his master's experiments. But the unfortunate creature met with a fatal accident here in this very chamber. The trace of a smile on the slave master's face suggests that the accident may not have been quite so accidental. How am I to get to Helgedad? You ask, hoping you planned for this as well. You'll be told in good time. But first, I must give you some other information that is vital to the success of your quest.
Oh.
Okay.
Tell me your secrets. The transfuser, which you must destroy to ensure the end of the Darklords, who are now outside the boundaries of this realm, is located in the uppermost chamber of the Tower of the Damned. You will find this tower in a part of the city known as the Imperial Sector. But be warned, this sector is the most heavily guarded area in the city, for it is here that Nag himself resides. The slave master takes a strange mask from a nearby table and offers it to you. It is made of a green glass-like mineral, and it is shaped in a hideous visage. Wear this always. It'll keep safe your identity from any casual inspection. You accept the green mask. Mark this as a special item on your action chart. You do not need to discard any other items in its favor if you already hold the maximum. And listen carefully as the slave master concludes your briefing.
Alright, so that transfuser, I think that's what that crystal bomb was for. So we would have gotten rid of our quest-specific item and have been screwed later on in the story. So we'll reach the transfuser, ready to blow it up. Oh right, yeah, we dropped the
But
explosive.
we wanted the dark sword.
Yeah, it was
just
so,
hit it with the
so
dark
cool.
sword.
It was so cool. I wanted the sword that points at stuff. But luckily we
Tell me
we got better.
how to get rid of this next problem, and it just points to where you came from.
It just points back to the crystal. It's like, mate, you left
Yeah.
me back there. Gotta get back on the thing and fly all the way back.
It's just there on the floor, and it's like, right where I left it. Oh, great. It's explosive.
Be on your guard at all times, he says solemnly. The lesser creatures of Helgedad are a ruthlessly treacherous breed, forever preoccupied with their complex political intrigues. You will need to be doubly cunning if you are not to fall foul of their willful machinations. The robe you wear marks you as one of the Darklord Kraagenkul's minions. He is far away at present, leading his horde in distant Lencia, but his absence will be of little help to you. Avoid all who wear robes of green and scarlet, for they are followers of Zog and Tactile, Ganesh's closest rivals. But above all, avoid those who wear silver grey, the same colour as yourself, for they know their own kind and are sure to see through your disguise. He walks across the chamber and picks up a curious-looking device by which he is able to tell the time of day, like a watch.
Curious. This is a Rolex.
Come.
This is what we use all our precious ores for.
Makes sense. You can get all the precious ores, make Rolexes, even back then, in a completely different dimension.
We are a capitalist nation.
Oh. Anyway, come follow me. Now you will learn how you are to breach the defenses of Helgedad. 260.
Okay. The slave master dons a mask that covers his nose and mouth, through which he is able to breathe safely the noxious air that swirls outside his tower. He takes you to the outskirts of Arnak in his personal chariot to a vast open-cast quarry. The means of your transportation to Helgedad waits at the edge of the quarry's vast crater. Your jaw opens in amazement when you set eyes on the vehicle, for it is gigantic, by far the largest vehicle you have ever seen on dry land. And hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it in the meanwhile. So we have ourselves a large-ass locomotive. So for reference, we've got these tiny stick figure things down there to show the scale. This is rivaling Snowpiercer, I would say. In fact, Snowpiercer is a regular train size. This thing is gargantuan. It's like a tank. It's like a train tank. You can see these bits here. It's like tank 1 attached to tank 2. Got some chimney stacks coming out because I'm sure they're burning lots of coal, which is probably this fuel over here. And you've got this nice big crane at the back, some heavy lifting. Got massive wheels, Follow some of the little wheels. Yeah, it's so big. In fact, do you know how I know how it's so big? It's so big that it goes outside of the border of the picture. It goes into another dimension. It's that big. Oh my god.
This penetrates our boundaries.
Yeah, look, it goes off the border. The border's on the left here, and it just clips it. It just goes past it. It's traveling out the page. So huge.
The artist was like, "No, I'm not done. I won't let borders stop me."
Yeah, it's like he positioned it wrong to start with. He started it here, and then when he got to this part, he's like, "Oh shit, I ran out of room." Ah, screw it, just draw on the table. And just submitted it.
All right. It is the Logica.
What a name.
Logica. A stone taker, says the slave master, clearly amused by your odd reaction to its wheeled leviathan. It is filled with ore, mined here in this crater. It is destined for the furnaces of Helshezag. You are to be a passenger on its return journey to the Black City. However, you will not be traveling alone. There are several Lignum and some others besides who will be fellow travelers. Be wary of them and remember all that I have said. Then he bids you farewell and watches as you climb the wide ramp that leads into the belly of the steel beast. Inside it is not unlike a ship with cabins for the travelers and crew, and interconnecting passages that service the vast cargo holds full of ore. The GIAC crew members allocate cabins at random, and once you are safely inside yours, you pull the bolt and try to make yourself comfortable on an unpadded steel bunk. Then the screech of metal on metal and a dull throbbing of lakachas. Oh god, I can't even say my own made-up word, I guess. Engines fill your ears. The bug shudders, and your pulse quickens. Your journey to Helshezag is underway. You have been traveling for less than an hour when you hear a knock on your cabin door. If you possess the Magkai discipline of divination and have reached Kai rank of Mentor or higher, turn to page 298. If you do not possess a skill, or if you have not reached this level of Magkai training and you wish to open your door, turn to page 85. If you don't possess any of this, or if you have yet to reach this level of Magkai training and wish to just ignore the knock, turn to page 144. I assume we got to go with the top one because we're super powerful.
And we'll probably figure out what's on the other side. Your Kai skill enables you to detect that the creature outside your cabin door possesses magical abilities. You also sense that he or she is not emitting an aura of hostility. If you wish to open the cabin door, 85, and ignore it, 144. So, I think it's safe to say we're going to open it.
Yeah. If we're not sensing any hostility, I think we should go with that vibe. That's a good vibe to go with.
All right.
Standing in the corridor outside is a slim. Were you gonna say something? Sorry.
No.
Oh, okay. Standing in the corridor outside is a slim, small, seemingly insignificant figure, clad in loose-fitting garment of plain emerald cloth. His pinched and pallid face is of human proportion, and were it not for his pig-like snout and watery, colorless eyes, he could easily pass for one of your species. Wow. Takes a pig snout and watery, colorless eyes.
Sounds piggish though.
To not pass. Interesting. Okay.
Humble greetings, Kagagas.
He says in a syrupy, sweet tone that makes your flesh crawl.
I bring the compliments of Bazadashvul, my worthy master. He invites you to join him in the gallery, where he is about to host an entertainment for his illustrious fellow passengers to make their journey altogether less tiresome. Will you grace us with your presence, noble Kagath?
If you wish to accept this creature's invitation and accompany him to the gallery, go there. If you decide to decline the invitation, well, I guess go there.
I think we're going to save at this point, because remember what the slave master said. If we go meet other creatures with like green or same color cloak as us, we might be screwed. So I still want this 5-star treatment though. So we're gonna have to leave it to next episode to figure out what we're gonna do. So we'll have a think about it, and you guys have a think about it. And I think you know what our answer's gonna be, but
More
you know,
likely.
we might decline maybe or accept. We don't know yet. But until then, it's
Oh, you know we're gonna do something stupid. You already know. Just because we're curious, there might be loot at the party. You never know.
Well, I'll just accept food at this point because we don't have any meals, and we can't really hunt on board of the train. So I'll
just
take
take take all the food and drinks and just
and the champagne
pig
bottles
out.
if there's any. Of course, I've got to take that.
Hmm.
We're raiding the hotel or whatever it passes for a hotel on board this locomotive.
I'm taking this towel.
I'll take the whole train while I'm at it.
Can I just have the whole building, please? Ownership me. Just steal the deed.
Righty. Do you want to close with anything? Any comments before we end?
Be a nice demon.
Be a nice demon too. As in our host. You're hoping they're gonna be nice
Yeah, he seems nice so far.
He seems very friendly. Inviting us to a party, I'm sure nothing bad's ever gonna happen. Have a grand old
You'll be
time.
surprised how far nice this will get you. I mean, it'll probably get you to poison your enemies and whatnot too.
Ooh, speaking of which, we'll have that vial of poison. Maybe we can spike someone's drink with it. Get rid of it from our
Just-
party, from our inventory.
Throw it at the punch and just
See what happens.
bounce.
Yeah. I'm happy to do that. But yeah.
What a...
So everyone, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see some more. And it's goodbye from me. And
And ring the bell! Don't forget to ring the bell! Yeah. Either
make sure
do
you
what
all
you
that stuff.
want.
Yeah. Take care.
Alright, take care, everybody. Oh, bye-bye.